Hello, everybody. So, I'm just going to go ahead and mute people until everybody's on. Hello, Emily. So, we are missing Amber. One of these days, Amber will be on time. Just kidding. This is recorded. She's going to kill me. Love her, love her, love her. So, I'm super excited about this webinar tonight because we already had one under our bag. So, I feel like this one's going to go smoothly if some people choose to hop on. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to message some of these people while we are waiting. So who's supposed to be on? Whose friend is Crystal Williams? Ryan and Patty. You should message her. She RSVP'd going. So you might want to message her. Tell her to hop on. I muted you. I can't hear you. Why can't I unmute you?
Because I muted myself before you muted me. But yeah, I did message her earlier and she hasn't responded, but I can re-message her because it was a couple hours ago. I was actually talking to her about it before this.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm sending out messages real quick. Oh, and there's another person too. Hold on. Who else do we got here? Cami Vola. Anybody know a Cami?
Validine. And I also I messaged her after she sent them, and she didn't reply. So.
Come
Okay.
on.
Aria.
I can't see.
Aria.
I can't see it.
Okay.
Candace, I really like your hair, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's short. I want my hair long, but I needed Amber to like chop off all the deadness of the blonde that was in my hair from when I went really red at the end of last year. So I was like, chop it all off. I need it off. I need my normal hair back. But it's just funny because everybody's like, it's so dark. I love it. I'm like, it's my normal hair color. I just have like had blonde in it for so long. All right, baby girl, you need to. Okay. Well, Amber must have got a little sidetracked with baby girl. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Tonight, we're just going to touch on some of the things that we kind of just share why we started coaching, some of the things that have changed that we've benefited from since we have started to coach. And we're just going to take turns talking about the different areas that it's affected in our lives and how we've managed to balance coaching with the other aspects of our life. So I started coaching over 2 years ago in June of 2015, and I was 50 pounds overweight still from having my daughter. I had gained 80 during pregnancy, and I was going through a divorce and was getting no financial help. So I had been following for about a year my coach, Anita Myron, and her daughter's around the same age as Aria. So I had just connected through watching her work out with her daughter. It was kind of it's motivating to me. So I didn't even know anything about Beachbody, but I just saw that she had posted something about a challenge group or a coaching opportunity or whatever. And I knew I wanted to get fit, and I knew I needed some extra money because of not having any financial help with Aria's father at the time. So, and going through a divorce, so needing money for that because teachers don't get paid much. So, stop, please. So, I went ahead and I just leaped. I just said, sign me up. Let's do this. I need a change. I need it now. And I signed. And throughout the last 2.5 years, I've been able to, I'm not in debt from the lawyer. A lot of people go through divorces and are still paying on their divorce. I haven't had to do that. I was able to just pay through using the income that I made my first year of coaching. So it helped pay for my lawyer. It helped. In my first year, I was able to pay my car off early and pay off 2 of my student loans. And then once I hit around 1.5 years of coaching, I really realized, it was after my first summit, that this was something that I really wanted to do and I really wanted to be a part of, and I didn't want to have a plan B. And I feel like that's where the most successful coaches come from, are the ones who are like, I just can't have a plan B. And it doesn't even matter what age you are, what gender you are. It's the same concept regardless. If you have this plan B, then plan B is usually always the easier one. And then you have the harder one. So you always have like a hard choice and an easy choice. And with fitness, we all know the hard choice is working out every day, eating healthy every day, right? Those are the hard choices, but they give us the best results. The easy choices are Taco Bell's quick and easy, and I'm going to go get that because it satisfies the emotional need that I want right now instead of the goal that I have in mind. So there's always easy and hard choices. And when you have a plan B is usually the easy choice because it's the most conventional. So it's your conventional jobs. A lot of people will put in 10 hours working at Burger King or at CVS as a cashier. They'll put in all that time and get paid minimum wage. And that's totally acceptable to family members or things like that because it's a conventional job, whereas this is not a conventional, it's not a conventional career. Network marketing has always been around, but what network marketing used to be was cold calling people, right? Having a list of people in your community, phone numbers, and calling them and saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. But technology advances. We now, we have internet, we have social media now. So network marketing now is going on to social media. So this isn't a new concept. It's just a new way of doing it. And so, so it scares a lot of people. It's very scary. It's very frightening because your income is based off of the work and the effort that you put into it versus you could be a crappy worker or you could be a hard worker, and guess what? You're going to be paid the same as a cashier at CVS. You could sit there and do the bare minimum, or you could be somebody who has a really good work ethic and be employee of the year, but guess what? You're going to be paid exactly the same. It doesn't matter. Whereas with coaching, if you slack, guess what? You're not going to get a steady income. If you're not consistent, you're not going to get a steady income. It's going to be hard for you to make this into a career if you don't put in the hours of work because you're like, I just don't feel like it today. Whereas if you have a really good work ethic and you're really consistent and you approach it as, okay, this is my job, this is my plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, there is no other plan. So I'm going to put in, I'm going to talk to my spouse or whatever. And instead of going to CVS to go work, I'm going to go to my basement to go work. And I'm going to put in the same amount of hours because I can guarantee if you were to put in the same amount of hours in any part-time job as you do this, if you treated this like any other job, you would get paid that way. And the income would come in that manner. And so that was the outlook that I had was I couldn't have a plan B. And so after Summit, I came home and I talked to my parents. I said, listen, for 10 months, this was the hardest thing that I ever had to do because I had to be a full-time teacher. I went to school. Hold on, baby. I went to school getting my master's, single mom. Okay. I hardly saw my daughter. I was picking up and dropping off. That's when I saw my daughter for the most part during a 10-month period. And my sleep was about 4 hours. I would literally go to bed at around 10, 11 o'clock and I'd have to get up at 3:45. It was a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, but I knew that I knew my why. I knew my reason, and she was it. I was all that she had to rely on because financially her father just didn't cut it.
My father is in jail.
Okay, I know you do, baby. So I had to take on all that financial responsibility. So I was like, teaching's not going to do it. No matter how hard I work, I could be teacher of the year. And I have been in schools, gotten awards for how great my teaching is. And guess what? I don't make any more than the next slacker teacher who does the minimum. So I was like, I need something that I can work really hard at and do really well. That I can continue learning and growing and kicking butt in, because I love it so much. I have a passion for it, and I can help others do it and things like that. Whereas, my needs weren't being met in that area in my other career. So coaching allowed me to do that. It allowed me to build an income based off of what I put in and what I'm worth versus what my employer feels I'm worth. So I had a discussion with my parents, and I just said, obviously I'm paying my own bills. I'm making enough to cover my expenses, but I just, me and Ari would have to live here another year. Are you cool with that? And they're like, yes, like, obviously we want you to live your passion. And so Ari and I stuck around with my parents another year, was going to move out this year. And lo and behold, this happens. And my boyfriend, summer comes around, and I'm like, well, let's just get a house together. So then things changed, and we're like, okay, well, now we're both just going to thrive in our business and kick some booty for the next year. And we're going to get our dream home and, go through all this wedding planning stuff, and the income will help there too. And he signed on as a coach because he fell in love with the workouts and everything with me. So, that wasn't me forcing him. He willingly was like, wow, this is really cool what you do. Like, I had no idea. Like, this is awesome. So yeah, so I've been able to quit teaching. I've been able to, like I said, pay off a car, pay off loans, and just do something that gives me more of a purpose. I thought teaching gave me purpose, and it didn't. It just didn't fulfill, the needs and desires that I had of doing something big because of the educational system and people holding me back, bosses and the government. And so I couldn't teach how I wanted to teach because of standardized testing and government regulated blah, 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 blah.
Mommy,
And so this allows me to teach how I want to teach. It allows me to train my coaches. It allows me to dictate how I run my challenge groups and talking to people and working one-on-one with them. And if they need to come over, they can come over. If, whatever, like, Aria, stop being rude. I told you. So yeah, it's given me all that freedom. I can go on field trips with her. I was able to get my engagement pictures done and not have to fight crowds in the park because everybody was at work and school. And so it's just freedom. And if you focus on what your bigger why is, with, mine's always been wanting to create freedom, wanting to be there for Aria because I am essentially the only birth parent there for her. God bless Jake, he's a blessing and everything, but there's still that innate mom in me that's like, but she's mine. I have to do it. I've never had a male help like that before, so I'm still learning. But I like that I contribute. I like that I make an income and I can take care of my own bills and I can help take care of Jake's bills and if he needs to, even though he doesn't, because he's a chef. But if I had to, like, that option's there. So that's about me. I'm going to stop blabbing because I always do. Me and Amber are horrible. So we're going to let the others talk first, and I'll let Amber wrap it up because her and I both talk a whole lot. So I'm going to move on to Emily next to share. So you can, I don't know if you can unmute yourself.
Yep, I'm unmuted.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. So I am Emily. I started a little bit untraditionally. So most people join through a challenge group. You'll be invited to join a 21, 30-day, some kind of group, and you go through the programs, you enjoy the programs, then you become a coach. I had been doing programs for years before I decided to be a coach. And I did it all on my own. I remember my coach reaching out to me because if you just go through the website to buy a program, you're automatically assigned a coach. So I had someone reaching out to me, but I never took it up. So for years and years, I was doing these at-home programs, and I never took advantage of anything else. I always thought about it, and I wanted to learn more, but I just never did. And it was finally to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm doing these programs. I hear about coaching. I'm just going to do it. And I fell in love with it. I'm also a personal trainer, and I teach group fitness classes. And what I love about being an online fitness coach is so many people can't make it to the gym because it's either expensive, they don't have childcare at the gym, you don't want to take time away from your home if you've already been at work for 8 hours a day. I get it. So what's great about the at-home programs is you can do it for 30 minutes before you leave. So while your kids are still sleeping, you can get it in the evenings, you can get it in. It's just so much more convenient for so many people than to have a personal trainer or to, go to a class, things like that. And so that's why I love also having this aspect in my life and being able to share it with people so that they have options of getting healthier and learning proper nutrition. So that's me.
All right. Thank you, Emily. I was like, wait a minute, where's my unmute button? All right. Now we will speak to another coach. Emily is my personally sponsored coach, and so is Nikki. She's going to talk next. So I'm going to mute Emily. And then Nikki, I'll unmute you. There you go. All right, take it away, girl.
Hey guys, I'm Nikki. I'm a Emerald coach. I started Beachbody through a clean eating group, through Candace's clean eating group actually. And I fell in love with it. I was trying to figure out a way to help my family eat better. I was like really overweight and tired of being overweight. And my family didn't have like the best like eating habits and stuff, so I wanted to change some things, and I just fell in love with the program. The ways it has helped me is I have really
Speak for yourself. I love my eating habits.
DJ loved his eating habits, by the way. That's what he just said. But I suffer from like PTSD, and I suffer from anxiety, and I suffer from depression. I have a lot of mental like insecurities and difficulties, and being able to exercise and eat right has helped me tremendously. I'm actually like legit becoming happier. I don't fake smile anymore. I'm seeking like therapy and counseling because I've learned like you have to like treat the inside as well as the outside. Like there's so much more to Beachbody than just the workout programs. It's a healthy community of people that all want the same thing as you. It may be a different journey and it may be a different road, but in the end, we all want the same thing. Like we're all going to the same destination. Working out also helps like get out anger and frustration and sadness and whatever other crazy emotion that you're feeling that day. Just whoop it out in 30 minutes and then you're good for the rest of the day. I also like try to isolate myself, but being part of this community, it's like impossible. Because I have my girls and my tribe that is like, hey, where are you? Like, hello. So I can't hide, and I don't really want to. Like, I love that they're there for me and that I've known what a true friendship really is. And I've never had girlfriends before that I can actually trust, and I do now. So there's an amazing community. It's not just about working out every day. Love you, Pam. And that's it.
I love that. Because it is I know for you, Nikki, like it's a completely different. A lot of people come into coaching, financial or fitness, but it has been this complete, emotional mindset, community aspect for you that's helped you. And so I love that you shared that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, love.
Okay. Now we will go on to, I'm going to introduce Patty, who is actually Amber's personally sponsored coach, but she's pretty kick butt. So I love her. So take it away.
Thanks, Candace. I'm Patty. I am one of Amber's coaches. I actually got started as a challenger in Amber's group back September of 2016. So this is now my 13th month completing, but I signed as a coach just at the beginning as a discount coach because my husband didn't believe in the business. Like, he loves the products, he loves the workouts, but he wasn't on board with me doing the business. So I just told him I'm going to sign as a discount coach because I loved the Shakeology. I love the program. So I wanted to get the discount on those to start off with. But once I started doing it and seeing, the biggest thing, like Nicole was talking about, was the family. Because with not having Ryan on board doing the workouts, doing the shakes with me, not doing everything, keeping on track with his eating, I was making 2 separate meals for myself and for him and my kids, and trying to incorporate changes for them that they would do. But with not having that, Amber, Nicole, and Candace were all there having my back and making sure I was staying on track and making sure I was posting, doing what I needed to do to be accountable. And then in January, I decided that I wanted to start working the business. And so I started working the business, and it was a challenge because I do have a full-time job. I have 2 kids that are active in sports. My husband was not on board at the time. So it was a matter of trying to find the time to manage everything. And so balancing my work life, my home life, the business, it at first took a toll on me, but it's a matter of scheduling everything out. I had to prioritize my time on what I could do, what I couldn't do, and pick pockets of time that I could work the business versus, like with Candace being at home, she can work it for an hour or hour and a half, 2 hours at a time. Whereas for me, I have to work it in 15 to 30-minute pockets versus a long time frame. So that's what I've found to be the biggest thing. And right now, since the boys have baseball, we're gone 3 or 4 nights a week. So it's working the business when they're practicing, or, taking 15 minutes here. Okay, before the game starts, I can take 15 minutes and message a few people and say hi. It's doing it in those little pockets. So balancing that and getting the pockets of time. So I think that's the biggest thing that I wanted to share with my journey. Ryan is now on board. He's also a coach, so that has helped tremendously. He's doing the workouts with me. He's drinking his shake. The boys are drinking their daily sunshine every day. They love it. I mean, it's been a complete transformation over the last 2 months since he started to be on board and taking advantage of everything. And now he sees the opportunity as well. So it makes it a lot better.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes. One of the things that was a huge impact, I know Patty and Ryan both went to Coach Summit this summer with me. And And Coach Summit made a huge impact in Ryan's and view of the business side. So if ever there's, that opportunity, I always stress to my coaches that like the live events really bring it alive. There's 3 Super Saturdays, which are day events, which are local. So every state has them, multiple throughout the state areas, and they're quarterly. So you have we have one in January, one in like April, and then one in September. And even and then you have Summit in the summer, which is a 3-day event, and that this coming year it is in Indianapolis, so it's actually pretty close to us Michigan folk. But yeah, so that live event really, I know, made a huge impact for Patty's husband. And I love that she mentioned the pockets of time, because when I started as a teacher, that's what I had to do too, was find pockets. So everybody, how they work their business, it's different. So I love that you shared that. So thank you, Patty. And then last but not least, we have Amber, Miss New Mommy over there, who's going to share.
Hi, guys.
Information.
So, just to note right now, I am in a car feeding my baby. I'm at some event with my family. The lighting is weird because, like I said, I'm in a car. So bear with me. I'm going to do my best. This is like full-on multitasking right now. So a little about me. Obviously, she said my name is Amber. I grew up with no weight issues. So I know some people like struggle their whole life with their weight. That was not my story. I was really active my whole life up until high school ended. And then like most people, you're not in the activities anymore. And I got pregnant. And with that pregnancy, I gained over 70 pounds. And I really struggled for a whole 5 years to get the weight off. Like I wanted all the quick fixes, so I tried all the quick fixes and nothing worked. And that's when I found out through a friend about challenge groups and Beachbody programs and everything that they've done for so many people. So I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. So I joined a challenge group with a friend. She was actually getting married, so she was like, let's do this challenge group in preparation for my wedding. So I did the challenge group, and it was a 21-day challenge group, and I ended up losing 16 pounds in 21 days. And it was after that 21 days that I knew that I had to be a coach because I just felt the urge to tell everybody. Like I had to tell everybody about these programs, and not just the programs, but like Nicole touched on a lot, like the community. Like that was the game changer for me. And I actually tell everybody that, like, the community, it was the game changer for me, not only in weight loss, but in my life, just in general. I would avoid seeing high school friends at all costs. I never wanted to go out places. So to have like a group of friends that were all on the same path as you, that was like amazing for me. So I started out more as a hobby coach. So there's a couple different like routes you can take the coaching business. Patty said she started as a discount coach. Some people just want to do the discounts, or you can be a hobby coach. So that's kind of what I started as, was a hobby coach. And I actually was able to, just being a hobby coach, I was to make over $3,000 in my first year. So that averages out to about $300 a month. So the extra $300 a month was huge for my family. That extra $300 a month allowed me to help with groceries. More recently, it's allowed me to pay for my daughter to be in Taekwondo. That was something we were not going to be able to afford. It's a very expensive program for your kids to be in. It's, $100 a month just for that. And then that's not even like the extra equipment that they have you buy from time to time. So the extra income has really been a blessing, but also, like Candace said, it's not like you clock in and no matter what you do, this is how much you get. It's really based on your work. And I feel like if I was not in the mindset of a hobby coach, I could have made well over, what I did. So honestly, the switch happened for me through my pregnancy. So if you followed my page, I just had a baby. So I went through a lot of my first year as a coach pregnant. So a lot of people, if that were to happen to them, they might think, holy crap, like, how am I going to be a health and fitness coach now? How am I going to be inspiring when I can't lose weight? I can't show before and after results month to month. I can't continue to change my, get results and change my body. And some women, depending on the pregnancy, you might not be able to work out the full time. But what I found, going through the pregnancy and just learning as I went along, it wasn't about how perfect I could be or what program I could do or, how spot on I could be with my nutrition. It was just about being an inspiration to other pregnant women to do their very best to be as healthy as they can be, because my first pregnancy, I was not healthy. Like I said, I gained way too much weight, and I gained way less weight with this pregnancy, and even weight beside, just the feeling, just the way my body felt through the whole pregnancy, what I was able to do. I was able to keep up with my workouts until like the very last month or two of the pregnancy. And that's like mind blowing for me, because when I was pregnant the first time around, I was a couch potato. Like, besides my 9 to 5, like, I did not do anything extra. And, I would go live and work out with my big belly, and people would be like, you are so inspiring. Like, what the hell? You're pregnant and you're getting down there doing push-ups and planks, and look at me. What's my excuse? So I found that it didn't matter, if I gave into my cravings. Like, I shared it. I was honest about it. I was like, I'm craving ice cream, so I had it. And, it was just about sharing your journey. So some people think that to be a coach, you have to be this perfect person, and you have to be perfect with your eating and perfect with your working out, and you have to be so fit. And that's just not true. Like, you can be a coach no matter what weight, what size, no matter what your goals are. It's not about perfection. It's about building relationships and inspiring people to be better than they were the day before. Like, that's how I feel about coaching. It's just, we're just, and learning to live a healthier lifestyle ourselves, and then sharing that with other people. So like I was talking about, that I was a hobby coach, the switch really happened for me to go like full on, like Candace's, like business building. This is what I want to be my full time all the time. I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5 working for someone else. That switch happened for me actually more towards the end of my pregnancy, when I realized that I really didn't want to have to go back to work and leave my new daughter. I didn't like leaving my other children. I have 2 other children. I didn't like leaving them to go to a job. And I'm a hairdresser, so that's not steady income. It's not an hourly thing. It's pretty much like, if you work, you make money. If you don't, then you don't. But I would have to go there anyway. So I'd have to go sit there and hope to make money. Or I could be home working my Beachbody business and know that if I did the things and I was consistent, like, I would make a paycheck, and it would be a direct reflection on how many lives I changed. So this became my new mindset and my new goal, that I am just going to work so hard to change so many lives and to spread the message of health, because I don't want to go back to where I was, guys. Really, I just don't. Like, I know a lot of moms who they post on their Facebook, I'm so sad, like, I just had a baby and I have to go back to work and I have to leave my kid with somebody else, or I have to put him in daycare. And honestly, like, I cried at night thinking of that. Like, before I delivered her, I would cry at night and I would be like, how am I going to leave her? Like, how am I going to do that? So I just made the decision that there is no plan B. This is plan A and the only plan, and I'm going to figure it out and make it work. So yeah, I think that was about it.
Thank you, Amber. Look at that. We have 5 minutes.
Oh, so good.
5 minutes. This is a miracle.
Miracle.
All right. So, like Amber was saying, the real message of what a Beachbody coach does, if you needed a definition, it was just being real people, showing real journeys, using what works for them. As a single mom, I couldn't go to the gym. Having had a baby, and I had, her godmother, who wasn't her godmother at the time, became her godmother because she basically helped raise Aria. I was at work and I was at school, and her dad was a truck driver. So I had this other woman raising my child, sending me videos of her crawling Okay, I am not muted. Whew, I thought I was muted for a minute. But sending, me videos of her crawling and her taking her first steps and all of these things. And it was like, I know the feeling of how hard that is. And so for new moms and for other single moms, it's just that I want to share this with the world because I just know like how much of a blessing it's been for me to bring me home and be with my child more. And she's seeing mommy being healthy and she's seeing mommy work out. And so like, these are things that like subconsciously are just getting built in her so that, she never has to have the struggles that I had growing up with my appearance and conscious mind and whatnot. So thank you, ladies, for sharing all of that. Is there anybody that had a question that they wanted to ask? You can unmute yourself if you're muted. If you have any questions specifically that maybe wasn't answered. Great. So y'all are going to sign up as Beachbody coaches. Woo! Team Real Fitness. What? Well, if you guys think of questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Whether Amber invited you, Nikki, Patty, Emily, or myself, all of you are welcome to reach out to any of us if there's anything in any one of our stories that hit home with you and ask questions. We're all a family. We all want to help each other. There have been times where Amber's talked to my coaches and helped my coaches, and there's times where I've talked to Amber's coaches and helped Amber's coaches. It's not anything, where anybody's stepping on each other's toes or whatever. We're all in it for the same reason. We all want each other to succeed. So we're all going to help each other in their teams.
Candace.
Yes.
That means I don't have to be perfect.
No, you don't have to be perfect. Do you guys want to hear my unperfect story real quick? Yes. I tried starting the 3-day refresh today, and guess what I had for dinner? Chicken fajitas. I'm pretty sure that was not on the 3-day refresh. So that was a big fail for me.
Candace. So gonna message you in a little bit.
I'm gonna it will be posted tomorrow. I will come out and fully admit that I was not in the mindset to start that this weekend. I will attempt another weekend.
Listen, I've been trying to do that for like months and I just can't do it.
I've done it 3 times before. That's what I don't understand. I'm just like, damn.
And if we're confessing about not being perfect, like I ate a quarter of a cake.
Nicole.
Okay. like a baked cake?
Girl, you need to detox that shit. It happened.
But I'm just saying, like, no one's perfect. Yeah. Like, stuff happens. So
yeah, but you guys look all fantastic.
It's just because we don't give up. It's all perseverance.
Just keep going.
Keep on going. Perseverance. You work over the humps. You don't stop because of them.
And it's because of everyone that's here that keeps you going.
Yep. So we're about to get cut off.
You guys see the look that they all gave me? Like, that's what I'm talking about.
We love you. But we're about to get cut off. I just was given the less than 1 minute warning. But for real, message us anytime. Comment on our pages. We're here for everybody. Any questions ever that you have to ask. So thank you guys.
Give air kisses.
Yes. Thank you guys for hopping on and being with us tonight. Thank you.
I will. She says bye. I hope she doesn't.
Bye, baby. Bye, baby. Bye, baby. Here, Ari, you want to say bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.